Welcome back, everybody, to my YouTube channel. Hopefully, you guys have had a good amount of time these past few days and leading up to now. I know for me, fortunately, I had a big break, and I also had a big fall, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Is that we all make some misfortunate decisions which lead us to a big fall in life, and so we take these falls and we roll off it. And some of us, um, higher up people that are smarter, we take these falls knowing that we will not make them again. So let's get right into this video, shall we? Alright, so if you like the introduction, you could just like the video, but I thought that was cool to use my hand, but alright. So today, fortunately, or really tonight, we'll be talking about our big falls. Okay, so really, it's going to be me talking about mine, and this video will probably not last that long, but if it does, then hooray. If not, then it's okay. Okay, so recently, in my life, I have been having some good success. Keeping my grades up, not really having any bad grades, but not really having like any high grades either. But keeping them in there, and life has just been treating me well. Well, fortunately, I took a bad turn. Not driving, but I took a bad turn in making a decision which I am really regretting. And you're probably saying, what decision is that? You look really happy. Well, you're not supposed to let anything bad take or bring you down. So, fortunately for me, it has or had, and so that's what we're going to be talking about. Is that my bad decision I made was to start selling my used items on eBay. And unfortunately for me, one of them got one of them that I sold was let's just say someone used it to to take control over me, basically, and to gain the upper hand in my stuff to get what they want. So, it started off what I thought was just a normal conversation between a buyer and a seller, and it ended up becoming to where I lost money. So that is my big fall, and so that's what we're going to be talking about. So I had placed the item on sale, my bowling ball, if you will, because I have two bowling balls that I use. In this one, my Rodman purple 14-pound hammer ball, was just getting weird down to where, or even before, even in the very beginning, it wasn't working. So I thought, with this bad time that we're in right now, with COVID, things started to shut down, and one of them was bowling alleys. They were shut down because they bring in a lot of people, and so that stopped my hobby of bowling for a bit because I couldn't do it. So I thought of just selling it. So I did. I sold it and I put it on there. And fortunately, I forgot to read my emails. So I'm going to start this off and tell you the whole story so you know what happened. So, well, kind of the whole story. But I already told you what happened. So, yeah. But now I'm going to tell you in detail, basically. So, and I wanted to make some money because I wanted to start buying stuff, buying new stuff. I want to make some bubble tea, and although I have the money or had the money then to buy it, um, I wanted to actually start buying more stuff. I wanted to buy more discs, and even though discs aren't that expensive either, and I have the money to do that, there are some other things that I want to get as well. Um, so yeah. So I put it on sale without realizing that it was on bid, so people would give me offers on it. What I wanted to happen before this is that I wanted it to just be sold for the price that I put it on. So, and people can, take it or buy the item for me for a little bit lower price, but not a bid. Well, unfortunately, I didn't check all the options that were on the page when I had posted it. So my item, the bowling ball, if you will, got posted as a bid or offer. So, or I was accepting it. So the item was accepted for bids and offers. So I didn't check my email, but somehow somebody had made an offer on my bowling ball, and before you know it, it just got turned into just a big natural disaster where he uh, he offered some more extra money, which didn't seem right, and but some people are like that. Some people are really nice and they do that. You see people all the time in if you watch this one video, this guy, he wanted to bless this bartender, if you will, his waiter. And so he kept giving him money, but he didn't have to. And so that's what I thought was happening to me because, you know, I wanted to get up to where I was back up to 2400 and maybe my prayers got answered, and so this guy was gonna offer me, which was $900 to help. And he said all he wanted me to do was send the item to his cousin with a gift of $400 in eBay, and he'll pay for it all with 500, and then he'll also pay 400 for it, and then 60 for gas and 40 for stress. So as you can see, he's giving me extra money, just like that other guy did on YouTube. He paid the waiter, and he was right there, and he was just giving him extra cash, free open extra cash. So that's what I thought was happening, is that this guy was willing to give me more extra money because he knew, or something he sensed from me. I told him that, I was not having the best of my life. So he offered to give me actually $900. So all I had to do is pay 400. So I had 700 in my account at that time, and when I bought the two gift cards for 200 each, I had 300. So with this 900, I would have $1,200. So I would have a substantial amount more. So it turned on me after I realized that then after buying the gift cards that somehow my account was outdated, which they said, and I needed to go back in and buy him another one. And that is where it got to the point where I realized that this was a big fail. This was one of my, big falls. Another big fall for me. That I'm just gonna have to take a big fall, big mistake, whatever you want to call it. Big regret. So, the thing here I want to teach you guys and talk about is to try not to let yourselves fall into these pits. These falls you can catch yourself from not having to fall for them. And so, I got some tips or some advice from my mom. She told me this last time I fell into a scam, but it wasn't a big scam. It was just a little scam. It was like I think it was like $200 or something. So yeah, I don't know. It was something. It wasn't big, but yeah. Is that one way you could stop yourself from not letting yourself fall from this? Is to look for any red flags. That's the simplest way you could do it. The easiest red flag that you'll most likely find from these scammers, they're most likely in foreign countries and not where you are. And sometimes they don't have to be exactly where you are. Sometimes they could just be another state. Is that you could look for grammatical errors, because a lot of times, professionals will have no grammatical errors, and so you can see that there might be professional scammers, but scammers make these mistakes all the time where they trick the security system into thinking that it's a regular email, so it lets them in. But when it comes to the buyer and the seller, they'll put in all these errors, and sometimes we're just so excited and so ready and eager and just so ready for our money and just want that money that before you know it, we misread what the email or message has to say without even realizing it. And that's again one of the ways that we don't realize is that it's actually a scam by the grammars. Another way you could tell that it's a scammer and all these stuff, frauds and all this stuff, if you're doing stuff like this and they have to message you or email you and all that stuff, is to look at where the company is from. Usually, like for me, it was through PayPal. This guy made a fake PayPal account, sounding like it was from actually the PayPal company. But my mom read it to me, and his PayPal said it was incorporated by Singapore. And now I didn't read that part. I thought that all of that at the bottom, the policy and stuff, whatever it said at the bottom, I believe that all that was true without doing your research, which is the last thing. The last thing you gotta do is you have to do your research before you make any attempt, before you attempt to do anything with the seller. Or if you're the buyer at that point, you have to do your research or reading on it. You have to find out if this company is true, if the real company is actually located there, like mine wasn't, and it's not. PayPal's from San Jose, California. It's not from Singapore. Now, again, people are going to be so eager and ready for their money that they're not going to even care to read the bottom words, and you have to do that. You have to read everything, and you have to check over everything to make sure it looks right. So number one, the easiest thing to do is look for grammar and spelling. If it's all right, they usually make several of them, at least four to six being the max, sometimes more. And then you gotta look for where they're from. Usually you can tell at the bottom to tell if it's the right company. If it's not the right company, then you know it's a scam. Then the third thing you need to do if you're still not sure is to make sure you do your research on it, research up on their email and just the actual site that you're using, that they are using. Then from there, the last thing you should do is you should check up with your family and friends to double check on you, to double check if this is a real person and not a scam. So there's 4 simple things you gotta do. 5th one being all of these in total. So that's it for this video. I hope that it will help you and do you well in today's times with all these bad people and all this bad stuff that's happening. And I really hope that from this video that you'll take a lot from it, and that you'll definitely do those 3 steps. So until next time, I hope you had a good rest of your night, and I'll see you whenever I make another video. Alright, bye.